Hey everyone, my name is Tristan and welcome to my small workshop in my basement. In this video, I'll show you the 4 best and easiest ways to fill and hide your EVA foam seams. If you're a beginner and you're wondering how to make your cosplays seamless, this is the video for you. I'll go pretty in depth showing you guys the right techniques to use the different products which I showcase in this video. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. You might recognize this helmet from my how to make a basic foam helmet using pre-made templates video. If you're a beginner at cosplay and you want to know how to make it, you can check out that video. This is the helmet on which I'll demonstrate the 4 different ways to fill your EVA foam seams. As you can see, the seams on this helmet aren't really clean and that's perfect for this video. The first of the 4 ways to fill your EVA foam seams is using Quick Seal. You'll also need a little bit of water. Quick Seal is really cheap. This format cost me about $4 and can last you up to a year. It's also very flexible and easy to work with. It's not recommended to apply Quick Seal using your hands, so try and use something like a popsicle stick. When applying it to your foam, try and fill the seam completely and then add a bit more because we're gonna smooth it out later. Try to apply it as evenly as possible because if you don't, it's gonna be harder to smooth it out later. To smooth out your Quick Seal, dip your finger in water and start lightly rubbing the surface. I know that earlier I said it's not recommended to touch Quick Seal with your hands, but it's pretty much the only way to do this step, so just wash your hands when you're done and you'll be fine. The more water you add, the easier it's gonna be to smooth out your Quick Seal, but try to not add too much to avoid drips. Quick Seal takes about 1 day to dry and then you can lightly sand it to make it even smoother. The second of the 4 ways to fill your EVA foam seams is using modeling paste. And of course you'll need a little bit of water. The modeling paste I use is from Liquitex and it's the light version, which weighs about half of the normal one. It's pretty expensive at $15 for this format, but it's gonna last you about a year. This one you can apply using your fingers, but I prefer using a popsicle stick. You can apply it the same way you do with Quick Seal, so start by filling your seams and then apply a bit more over that. And then to smooth it out, dip your finger in water and lightly rub the surface of the modeling paste. When it's all dry, you might want to apply a second layer because modeling paste shrinks about 10%. And it's gonna take about 12 hours to dry. After that, like Quick Seal, you can lightly sand it to make it even smoother. The third of the 4 ways to fill your EVA foam seams is using foam clay. And you'll also need water. This brand of foam clay is from the Cosplay Apprentice and it's called FOMO. This big tub of 900 grams cost me about $60. That's pretty expensive, but you get a lot, and with foam clay you can do pretty much anything. When you take out your chunk of foam clay, start by stretching it to make it softer. Then add water to the surface you want to apply it to, that's gonna help it stick. After that, you can add water to your foam clay to make it even softer and more malleable. Stretch it and fold it on itself to make the water penetrate the foam clay. When you're done, make a little snake of foam clay and press it into the seam you want to fill. Of course, it's gonna overflow and that's perfect. Now use your finger to press the foam clay into your foam. And then dip your finger in water and start rubbing the foam clay. Apply a lot of pressure and if you want you can even use your entire hand. Rub it in until you can't feel the transition between the foam clay and the foam anymore. This thickness of foam clay takes about 12 hours to dry, but keep in mind that the thicker the foam clay you have, the more time it's gonna take to dry completely. And of course, when it's completely dry, you can lightly sand it to make it even smoother. The last of the 4 ways to fill your EVA foam seams is actually just to hide them. Using super thin EVA foam, you can give your helmet cool trimming that gives more detail. Of course, you'll need thin foam, 2mm is a perfect thickness. Then to stick it down to your helmet, you can either use super glue or contact cement. And you'll need a razor knife to cut your EVA foam and a metal ruler to keep your cut straight. I'm gonna cover from the front to the top of the helmet using my foam. Start by measuring the length of foam you'll need using your ruler. I'll need about 6.5 inches. Then put your ruler on your foam and make a mark using your razor knife at the measurement you just took. For me, it's 6.5 inches. Then decide the width of your foam trim by placing your ruler accordingly. I chose about 1/2 inch. And then make your cut. Of course, make sure you cut the other side where you made your mark earlier. And now you have a perfect foam trim. As I said earlier, you can either use super glue or contact cement to glue your trim to your foam. In my case, I'm gonna use contact cement. Start by adding contact cement to one side of your trim and spread it out using a small chunk of foam. And then add contact cement on your helmet where your trim piece is gonna stick and spread it out too. Then wait a couple minutes for the contact cement to not be liquid anymore but still tacky, and then you can stick your two pieces together. Start by aligning your trim piece with your helmet and then stick the front down. After that, make sure it's gonna lay straight and start sticking it down from front to back. When your trim piece is completely stuck to your helmet, press it hard to make sure it doesn't unstick. And now your seam is completely hidden. So this was the last of the 4 ways to fill or hide your EVA foam seams, and it was pretty much the easiest one. Now that all of your seams are filled, you can lightly sand them using sandpaper to make them even smoother. Start with a low to medium grit like 180 to take out the edges and transition from filler to foam. Make sure you don't press down too hard because you might rip your filler. Now using a higher grit like 320, you can smooth out your seams to finish them. And now you have perfectly filled and hidden seams. So in this video we used quick seal, modeling paste, foam clay and foam to completely fill and hide your seams for your foam cosplays. And I really do think that those are the 4 easiest and best ways to do that. So this is the end of the video. I really hope it was helpful to you and I also hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel for more cool videos like this. If you're wondering where you can get the templates to build this helmet, I have an Etsy store where I sell those templates for just a couple of bucks. The link is in the description. I now also have an Instagram account for the YouTube channel, which you can go check out. The link is also in the description. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, I'll see you later. Bye.